Honorable Samuel Ablakwa, Mr. Daniel Domelovo, COP retired Kofi Boakye, lawyer Martin Kpebu, and Mr. Raymond Acha. Today we are talking ORA, Operation Recover All Loot. Alright, so before we get into the video, we want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like our videos, share with your friends and family and colleagues, and tell them that something good is happening on this channel.
Africa doesn't need strong men. It needs strong institutions.
Okay, so Operation Recover All Loot. Follow campaign season now. I had President Mahama come once and he said, or say, any pebia. Oma faculty kwanya fa omani sika, he's going to pursue them and he's going to recover all those money to friend Operation Recover All Loot. Trinity yakano ora. Na that's sorry na the spokesperson of the transition team, Mr. Felix Kwachi Ofusu, or the Edinbi Aba Abontin, and that's what the press statement be about Abontin. Press statement in 1:7. I'm going to read for your hearing. So let's go. I'll say preparatory team towards President-elect's anti-corruption drive. As a preparatory measure towards the rollout of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's promise to recover proceeds of corruption and hold persons responsible for such corruption accountable when he assumed office, a team has been set up to receive, gather information from members of the public and other sources on suspected acts of corruption. So if you are wondering, say, this team and so who are the team members? The team comprises the following individuals. Honorable Samuel Ablakwa, Mr. Daniel Domelovo is a former Auditor General, COP retired Nathaniel Kofi Boakye, Mr. Martin Kpebu, private legal practitioner, Mr. Raymond Acha, investigative journalist. So these are the 5 people that President Mahama are appointed on. Say they are coming to receive and gather information from members of the public, right, on acts of suspected acts of corruption, right, acts or suspected act of corruption. Indeed, this is not a team because but rather no, they like the letter stated, it's a preparatory team. They are just preparing the grounds for the onslaught. They will just be sitting and then they will be gathering information from the general public. And I'm assuming when the government takes over from January 7th, and then they will present their findings or their reports to the president or to the legal team or to whoever they have to report to, and then the necessary action would be taken. So I was asking myself, how is this committee going to be funded, or who's going to pay them? And then fortunately, Honorable Ablakwa had a whole response about the Okane said the ORA team held its first meeting at 2 p.m. today and has resolved to work gratis. And to us, we shall not be receiving salaries, allowances per diem, or fuel coupons. None of our activities will come at a cost to the taxpayer. We continue to count on your support. Let's do this for God and country. Ghana first. The Honorable Ablakwa Sama say their work is not going to cost the states a dime. And we think that is a good thing. That is a relief for some of us. Because like I said, this is not a team that has the capacity to prosecute anyone suspected of corruption or whatever, right? But Umajumani so gather information, and it is also good that they are working pro bono for the state. Committee members, let's look at them individually. First, the chairman, Honorable Ablakwa. Honorable Ablakwa, he's been in politics for a long time, for a while now. He was among one of the youngest people to have been elected as member of parliament, and since the parliament, on Sanachi, his people has kept faith with him. He's always been in parliament, and he's doing well for himself, for his people, and for Mother Ghana. Let's talk about Mr. Martin Kpebu. Mr. Martin Kpebu, we all know, is a private legal practitioner. For some years now, he's been in the media, contributing to social issues, legal issues, and all that. We can't say a lot about him. Mr. Domelovo was also appointed as Auditor General when President Mahama was exiting the scene in 2016. it raised a lot of questions. But then the man started working. And also, actually, Mr. Raymond Acha is also a long-time media person. He's been in the industry for a long time. He was the editor of the Enquirer newspaper, and then he also has his own printing press or media or publication house that is working very well. So these are eminent members that we think can do this job. But this is what we think. We think that the fight against corruption is not individual job. It is not a fight that demands strong men. It is a fight that demands strong institution. And we are not the only person saying that. Or you're saying the first person I can say same way. In President Barack Obama Bagana or can same way in our own parliament. Watch this.
In the 21st century, capable, reliable, and transparent institutions are the key to success. Strong parliaments, honest police forces, independent judges, an independent press, a vibrant private sector, a civil society. Those are the things that give life to democracy, because that is what matters in people's everyday lives. Now, time and again, Ghanaians have chosen constitutional rule over autocracy and shown a democratic spirit that allows the energy of your people to break through. Africa doesn't need strong men. It needs strong institutions.
Yes, so whilst clearly we endorse this list, we think that it is a good list to start off this oral thing. What we are saying is we need to look beyond individuals, because these individuals, it will suggest that they are not credible enough to fight corruption. So let's look at them individually. One, Mr. Kofi Boakye. In 2006, the MV Benjamin cocaine case in Ghana, the 77 pallet case now. President Akuffo at that time set up a committee. Committee was headed by Madam Georgina Woods. Committee report on the bar and said there are some 4 people who were the owners of the said drug. And those people should be prosecuted. In fact, committee who said Mr. Kofi Boakye should also be prosecuted. Let's go to Mr. Martin Pebu. Mr. Martin Pebu was also in the news with another gentleman whose name I've forgotten over a book publication. The gentleman was alleging that Mr. Martin Pebu has plagiarized his book. It went to court and the gentleman won. We all know the issue of plagiarism and what it means for integrity and ethics and all that. Okay, let's move. Mr. Domelovo, when he was in the office of the Auditor General, he also had an issue with the birth certificate, the fact that it was not tallying with his age and all that, which led to him losing his job. And he probably said it was witch hunting by the then President Akuffo Addo. But the bottom line is, Mr. Domelovo stopped being the Auditor General. Mr. Raymond Acha, once upon a time, he was also in the news. He had an issue with Mr. Alfred Woyome over the Enquirer newspaper, the ownership of that newspaper. Mr. Woyome lawyers are accusing Mr. Acha so forged documents be to kind of take over the business whilst he is not the majority owner of that business. Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa so yebeka any issue Mr. Martin Amidu enya on the isophoton. Mr. Martin Amidu Suba Bontin because Mr. Ablakwa was subtly pressuring him to pay some money to isophoton. Isophoton, it turned out to be one of those corrupt issues by Ghana. And the point we are trying to make here is these individuals, even though they are good for this job, if you want to go a little bit behind, you realize that they all have issues that remains unanswered with respect to corruption, issues of ethics. But therefore, our position is this: the fight against corruption is not a fight for strong men. It is a fight for strong institutions. So what we are looking forward to is, after said committee, we expect that the president will utilize the established institutions. Fortunately for us, we have SRAJ. Fortunately for us, we have the special prosecutor. The president can decide not to use this tool, or use the attorney general to prosecute these people. What we want to see, and it says a committee, then the respective state institution will take up their job and continue with the legal aspect of it. We feel now gradually we're building our institution so that our institution becomes functional. What does it take to make our institutions functional? We think that if you will seek to apply the rules, if you will seek to apply the legal backing or the legal framework that establish these institutions are a very stronger. And that should be our focus. Than say we are always looking for strong men or people that we think are bold, people we think are fearless, people we think can argue with some people. We think that those days are past and gone. Rather, we should be looking at building strong institutions that can take up strong men and bring them down. So even though we endorse this list, we think that, as I said, if you are building institutions, your SRAJ, your special prosecutor, we even have our law courts, the Attorney General's office is there. We think that we should seek to strengthen these institutions. Such that no matter who occupies that office, that person will be compelled to work. Because Nippon office now your country say institution where there, this is how it works. Institutions where there, not that we are building individuals, we are building strong men. Strong men doesn't build nations, but the strong institutions that build nations. Because come to think of it, these individuals, they will fade away. No matter how strong we think these individuals are, no matter how qualified and how good we think they are, they will fade away. But our institutions, if we are to build them, they will last forever and they will continue to serve the people of Ghana till eternity. So this is our take. And this is our story for today. Before we go, we just want to encourage you, subscribe to the channel, like our video, share with your friends, and tell them that something good is happening on this channel.